Kirk Duckwall here with the House Geeks with our third video in Becoming the Smartest Seller in the Neighborhood video series. This one is a little bit of a continuation of the last one, which was avoiding the fry effect, preparing your home for sale. But in this one, we are covering decluttering, staging, and professional photography, and the importance that those have on the impact of the sale price of a property. And all the data comes from a course that I wrote, Improving Outcomes with Data for the State for Continuing Education for Real Estate Agents. Also, any of the tips in these videos that we're kind of covering, if you want kind of a full overview, feel free to download our Smart Seller Guide. We'll have a link in the description for that. All right, let's dive in and talk about getting a home ready. Okay, so here we actually have professional photography. Problem is there's stuff everywhere, right? And when you have stuff everywhere, the whole purpose of decluttering is to give more perception of space and cleanliness, right? Looking at the next photo, you get just so much stuff, it just kind of feels dirty, right? And this is not a very inviting picture, right? And just makes rooms feel smaller. Here, I mean, dishes in the sink, countertops completely loaded will make people just, feel, one, again, kind of icky, and two, that, hey, maybe this house doesn't have a lot of counter space for it, right? That it's just no perception of that. So what are we trying to do? We'll get to the exterior here in a second. One, we want spaces to be bright. That's very important. So shades opened, brighter light bulb outputs, but removing excess pictures, putting away personal items, tucking away cords for TVs, all of that. Trying to give space in between furniture, right? What we don't want is like a couch, an end table, something down there that holds magazines followed up by a plant, right? Where you have no running feet where it's open floor space, right? It just feels crowded going back to that picture, right? There's just no open floor space along the edge there. So we want to open that up. So yeah, have things put away. Try to keep it to a maximum of 3 items per flat surface on top. So now here for a bookshelf, you can see they didn't stack it fully. They put a few items here, but they had the top completely cleaned off. Only a couple items here, a few items on the end table, not just filling the spaces. And same with pictures, right? They don't have 25 little photos right here. They have a tasteful amount to show that space. Going here again, giving a little bit more running room on the floors between items. This is almost perfect. When I'm talking about flat surfaces, I would count this as one. Then the run from here to that corner would be another. Then from the corner to the middle of the sink, another. Again, showing lots of counter space makes it feel significantly better. Jumping to the outside real quick, having that looking good. Now, here's an example where they did a good job of kind of getting things staged up a little bit, but still not that professional photography standard that we're going to talk about more here in a minute. But cleaning up the edging. I know I mentioned about cleaning out gutters and edging in the last one, but putting down fresh mulch, getting out some plants, maybe repainting a door, having those areas picked up, looking good, not a bunch of kids' toys or debris sitting out. All right, getting to professional photography here, okay? I love doing astrophotography, going out, setting up the cameras, computers, and all of that to do pictures of nebulas and planets and all of that. But I am not a professional real estate photographer. Here's a prime example. This is a photo that I did on a quick walkthrough just so I had some ideas of each of the rooms. But you can see the difference between a photo where there's nothing in it, not using the right camera, not using the right lighting, in comparison to once we had it brought in the professional photographer after it was staged, drastically better, improved, looks bigger, right? And that's what we want. We want those perceptions of space. Now here's one where they like understaged, right? They didn't have enough, and then again, not professional photography. I kid you not, the photo was blurry in the listing when it was on, and then after we got in there, staged up, got the professional photographer in there, just looks brighter, looks more inviting. Yeah, and now here's some of the impacts of that professional photography. 157, we looked at 9 properties that did not have professional photography. Some of them had staging, some of them didn't. All in the same area, all at the same time. And those sold for an average of $157.23 a square foot. In comparison, here we have 21 properties, same area, same time frame. These ones had professional photography. Now, some of them were vacant, some of them had staging, some of them weren't, but they at least, no matter what, had professional photography. And so here we can see 167.68. So a 6% difference in sale price. Now we get over to the staging aspect. Now, keep in mind with the staging, we usually see more professional photography that is being used. So in some of those numbers, that's going to be reflected when we look at that data. Again, previous listing, unstaged, and then once it was staged, much more open, much more inviting. And then virtual staging. This can be used as well. Now overall, we don't see quite the percentages of return, and part of the reason is virtual staging can get people in the door. It's a little bit more capturing and again inviting, but when you don't have the staging there, that people will pay attention to every little nick or scratch that might be on a wall or a chipped piece of flooring where when that house is vacant, but when it's actually staged, it distracts the eyes a bit more, and they're just more focused on the property as a whole. So we see, though, when it is actually staged, yeah, it brings in really good returns. Now, in this example, we had 18 properties that we used for unstaged in comparison to 46 properties that were staged. Again, all same area, all same time frames, and we had a difference of 16%. Now, that is a little on the high side. Now, part of it, time of year could play into it. Normally, we see a 6 to 8% return, sometimes 10. This was kind of an exception, but a good amount of properties that we looked at to try to compare. For virtual staging, it's more like 4 to 6% differential. So, I really recommend, clearly the return is there to put the dollars and cents into that. Either hire an agent that includes that as their services. That's something that I do. Or if they hire it out separately, to do that, because you will find that it will get you more traffic. Now, in the next one, we're going to get into pricing strategy, evaluation, and touch a little bit more again on times of year. So check out that video, and then after that one, kind of the best marketing strategies that you can use. As always, check out our seller's guide. Again, I'll have a link for that. And if you would like to get an evaluation of your property and a recommended preparations checklist done, I'd always be happy to do that. You can reach out, check me out at housegeeks.com, or give me a call, 651-303-0019.